Hello, good morning. Today we are going to start our virus project, and you're going to be working on this for the next 4 days. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, as well as Friday, and it will be due at the end of the day on Friday. So I have everything up here for Tuesday. I would suggest taking Tuesday and Wednesday and using those 2 days as your researching days, and then taking Thursday and Friday as your days to actually put together your poster. So let's take a look at our instructions. It's worth a total of 50 points. You're going to choose a virus to create an informational poster on. Below are several that you can choose from, and you should be able to find adequate information on these ones. If you choose to do one that's not on the list, please do some research first and make sure that you'll be able to find enough information on it. Also, many diseases are caused by bacteria, not viruses. So be sure that you are actually researching a virus and not just something that makes you sick. Last year, the students had a lot of fun with this. I ended up hanging them in the hallway, and unfortunately, whenever things, kind of went south and we ended up shutting down, everything got thrown out. So I don't have any examples to give you of this, but I know that the students enjoyed making them, and I had a lot of questions from people walking up and down the hallway as well who wanted, to actually learn more about these different viruses. A big one was herpes. I had someone write really big across the top of their poster, herpes, along with HIV. Of course, you could do something like the adenovirus, which is just a cold. SARS over here is actually a form of the coronavirus. This is the form that we know of that was not, made in a lab. The tobacco mosaic virus, that one is a plant virus. Smallpox, varicella is going to be chickenpox, which most people get a vaccination for now. The rotavirus, this one normally affects little babies. I know my daughter had to get the rotavirus vaccine. It's supposed to keep babies from, getting gastrointestinal diseases where they don't want to eat and they can become very dehydrated from diarrhea and things like that. You're probably familiar with the measles and the mumps. The parvovirus, I believe that one is a dog virus. Dengue fever, I think that one comes from, is that another mosquito virus? There's so many mosquito viruses. H1N1, the swine flu, which is what you actually get in your flu shots if you get a flu shot. You can look these ones up. They're pretty common ones. You probably have heard of them before. Once you start getting into them, you'll realize that you know what it is. HPV is a fairly new vaccination that they put out there. When I say fairly new, it's probably like 10 years old at this point. Okay, anyhow, information that you want to include. You need a little bit of background and history on it, along with the classification. So tell me what its common name is. This is like its street name. If you're outside, what are you going to hear? You never hear, oh, I have an adenovirus. Someone says, oh, I got a cold. So what do normal people call it? And then give me the scientific name. How was it discovered? Roughly, when was it discovered? Give me a year if you can. Did it have any big impacts on the organisms during that time? So yellow fever, for example, had a huge impact on people at that time. What family or group of viruses does it belong to? And is it a DNA or an RNA virus? That is where the bulk of the 50 points is going to come from right there. Next, you're going to tell me where is it most common at, and include a sketch or an outline of the country if possible. List the most common symptoms. If there are 50 different symptoms for this virus, you don't need to list all 50 of them. Give me the most common one. For example, right now, they're saying that with the coronavirus, the most common symptoms are going to be a fever, a cough, a runny nose. But there are many other symptoms that fall in line with the coronavirus, which would be one that you could look up if you want to, although there isn't a ton of information out on that one. I say not a ton. Let me fix that. There is a lot of information out on the coronavirus, but we don't know much about what it's doing to us because we haven't done enough research on it. So you may want to steer clear from the actual coronavirus that we are being affected with right now. Next, you're going to tell me who is most likely to get it and the mortality rate once you are infected. Does it affect a certain age group, race, ethnicity, etc.? Are there any preventative methods? Is there anything you can do to stop yourself from getting it? For example, a vaccine or, good hand washing techniques. Are there treatment options? There should be treatment options for just about every virus out there, whether it's just over-the-counter cold and flu medicine, something. And then a labeled sketch of the virus or phage, not a printed picture. If you can't find one specific for that virus, then find a general structure of a virus and you're going to label it. And that's going to be worth 10 points as well. I know that HIV, I've shown that phage to you guys a couple of times, so that would be an example of one that you could very easily find, but most of them come up with some type of a picture. I have a couple helpful websites for you to look at down here where you can find some good information. You do not need to include a works cited page for this project, and I would suggest putting your name on the back of it unless you want the whole school to know what you researched. So you'll have today in class, tomorrow, which is a remote day, so you'll be doing some research at home. Thursday and Friday will be your days to actually put together your project. Alrighty guys, that is it for today. I will see you later.